The Hohokam were a highly intelligent Native American tribe that lived in what is now present-day Arizona. Living along the Gila and Salt rivers and later on nearly all of Arizona, they were a flourishing tribe. Some archaeologists speculate that they may have come from Mexico around 300 BC. However, they truly flourished from approximately AD 300 to AD 1300. These primitive Native Americans were experts on getting as much water as they could from their arid homeland. They depended upon irrigation channels they dug to carry river water into their fields. This tribe was known for their pottery, carving stone, and being peaceful, but most importantly, their complex network of irrigation channels stretching over 150 miles. Their culture was divided into four developmental periods. The first period was known as the Pioneer Period and lasted from AD 300 to AD 875. At this point, their villages were constructed of vastly scattered structures of different material. Wood, brush, and clay were common materials, and each house was built over a shallow pit. The Hohokam depended majorly upon maize, an early form of corn, as well as gathering beans and fruits for food. Their first irrigation canal was built during this period and was 3 miles long. Even early on, their networks were complex and vast. They were also skilled at pottery from an early point. The next period was the Colonial Period, lasting from AD 875 to AD 1075. The Hohokam expanded to influence all of southern Arizona and improved upon many things. They invented ball courts. Historical records indicate that the ball games held at these courts were the culmination of a period of feasting, trading, and social activities. After that, cotton was added to the major crops, and they began making their irrigation canals deeper and narrower. Pottery improved, becoming thinner and stronger. Despite all of these changes, the Hohokam's village architecture changed little. The sedentary period was next up, dating from AD 1075 to AD 1250. During this period, the Hohokam reached their maximum geographic extent, covering almost all of present-day Arizona. They reinforced their pit houses, and a few villages even decided to surround themselves with walls. Corn and cotton were cultivated, and the irrigation systems continued to improve. Lastly came the Classic Period, dating from AD 1250 to AD 1350. A peaceful intrusion of the Salado tribe, a branch of the ancestral Pueblo, occurred. They came from the upper reaches of the Salt River and lived in Hohokam territory for several decades until they suddenly disappeared. The architecture improved greatly, with the Hohokam beginning to build great storied community houses with massive walls of adobe. Some of their houses also began to be built on platform mounds. Basketry, bean, and squash all started being produced in this time. Their food supply now consisted of agriculture, game, and wild plant foods. In this time period, the irrigation canals reached their greatest extent and complexity, some more than 150 miles. Later on, canals found in the Salt River Valley were renovated and put back into use in the 20th century. The disappearance of the Hohokam is still largely a mystery. The best theory as of now is that changes in weather patterns occurred which led to a drought. This caused widespread crop failure and eventually led to the breakdown of this complex society. Some also speculate that after years of drought, periodic flooding occurred which damaged the canal system they depended upon so much. Thus sums up our presentation on the Hohokam. The Hohokam managed to flourish in their arid desert climate and lived through 4 successful periods into their untimely demise.